Sue, actually, you're Malaysian.
Yes, I am.
Right? And you've ended up in Singapore. You've done quite a bit in Singapore. Tell us how that all, you know, worked out for you.
Well, I mean, I guess... Actually, my first production with Singapore was back in 2001. I did well, what they call their longest running drama series in English called Growing Up, and I joined their cast at season 6. This was in 2001.
Wow.
And I actually quite like it. I mean, it's not like it's better acting there or anything, but I think for me personally, because I've been involved in the Malay drama industry here for like the past 12 years, it's kind of nice to be able to do some stuff in English, and that's, I think, you can only do that in Singapore because we hardly have any productions in English of our own here. So yeah, it's nice, and I'm actually quite happy, like starting. Well, I hope to write more stuff, and I've also started emceeing stuff there as well. So, but I'm still based in KL.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, talking a bit about acting and writing, which do you see yourself first? Are you an actor first or a writer first?
Actor first.
You're an actor first.
I definitely am an actor first. I mean, writing is. I mean, well, you can be. We're in this industry. You know what it's like. I think we need to kind of like.
Yes, you need to be able to do a little bit of everything.
Of everything, and script writing was kind of accidental. I mean, my first script writing experience was with Kopitiam back in '97, like the first ever. And basically, I watched the show, like the first season, and I thought, oh, it's quite fun for a local. And you know, because I think that was one of the first few English sitcoms. So I wrote 12 pages of the script.
Oh wow!
And then when I went and when I met the producer director at that time, Ping Ho, I said, hey, I wrote these 12 pages. Do you want to have a look? I mean, this is like just I've never ever written anything before. And then he looked at it. He goes, okay, do you want to come and join the team? I was like, okay. So after that, I did another English sitcom from Malaysia, and then I actually stopped writing for like maybe 5 years.
Okay.
And because I was shooting a sitcom in Singapore called 80s Rewind with Gurmit Singh, and after we finished that, one of the producers says, oh, so do you actually write as well? I said, yeah, I wrote like 6 years ago. He said, okay, we're doing a season 2 of another sitcom they were doing. Do you want to help write that? I said, oh, okay. So that's how I started writing in Singapore.
I'm sure, you know, it gives you, gives you a different sort of, you take different things from it, from writing and acting.
Definitely.
What does it do for you, each one, as an actor and a writer?
Well, you know, acting is just, I think it's just never boring, because, I mean, I'm sure a lot of actors say it, but it's true. It's because you get to play all sorts of different characters.
Yes,
and
escapism, you know?
Exactly, exactly. And, you know, writing, I think, for me, it's, well, I have all these ideas and thoughts in my head. So I think script writing actually allows me to, you know, like express myself, if you would. Yeah, and I think that's what I take out of each thing that I do right now.
Was it difficult for you to actually, you know, was it your first time writing a period piece set in a certain era?
Yeah.
And how difficult was it actually to stay true to that period? Did you have to do a lot of research to find out what happened in the colonial 60s?
Yes, we did. I mean, especially this was my first drama, like I said, because I've written sitcoms before. I'm not saying sitcoms are easy. Actually, to be honest, I find sitcoms harder, because you need to make people laugh.
It's not easy to be funny.
Exactly, and you're like, every 3-4 lines are like, okay, people are going to laugh. But drama series... drama series is... yeah, you're right, because it's a period piece, it's even a bit more difficult. But, you know, we all really sat down. I mean, even with the exec producers, we all sat down and we actually brainstormed through about everything, about, you know, what everyone like should wear, or especially for me, I mean, obviously I give more input on my character, but yeah, we did a lot of research about what was in there, or even like what the hawker stores look like and stuff like that. We did research on that. I wouldn't say it made it more difficult. It just took a bit more work, but actually it was quite interesting, because along the way we kind of learned stuff, you know. So yeah, it was a good experience actually.
Now that it's on NTV7, let's talk about perhaps if you have a favourite moment in season 1 that our viewers can look out for.
A favourite moment? Okay, I would say that because, okay, I would pick this moment as my favourite moment, but it's coming, I think we have a few more episodes to go. But it's a real intense moment between me and my sister, who's played by Izan. And the reason why, because I don't want to give too much away, but it was just a very intense moment between the two sisters, and whereby, you know, like the relationship could have just
Crumbled.
Yeah, and like died. And to be honest, I was foreseen as a baddie in that scene.
Right.
And I had actually like people Singapore, when it came out in Singapore, people were like threatening my life.
Yeah, that happens, doesn't it?
They hate you to that extent.
Because we have a site, right? And people were like putting all these things and they're like, oh, she ought to be short.
Oh,
And I was
wow.
like,
Hey, that means you did your job, man.
Yeah.
Fantastically.
Someone said that, but I was thinking, I don't think I'll be going to Singapore anytime soon. I counted my stunts or something. But that scene, I think people will know what I'm talking about when the episode comes out. It's just really... I mean, I can understand why people hated me, but, you know, yeah.
It was all for a good cause.
It was all for good intentions.
Good intentions.
Okay, you said you wrote 2 episodes of the season 1.
Yeah.
Which episodes were they?
4 and 5, I think.
4 and 5.
It could be 4 or 5 or 5 and 6. I think it's 4 and 5.
So the scene, the intense scene that you're talking about, is it part of an episode you wrote, or did somebody...
No, that was another episode. Because that comes later on,
Right.
you know.
What was it like writing for your own character?
Okay, you can ask me. For season 2, it was my character, but season 1, I didn't know I was going to play Sherry yet.
Right, okay.
I
Right?
see.
You know what I mean?
Right,
Because
right.
I actually went in and wrote first, and then they
And
said,
then-
yeah,
Yeah,
why don't
Sherry.
you try for this role? But, okay, well, season 2 was... What is it like?
Did you write yourself some really
It's
powerful,
like, yeah, I'm
intense
always
lines?
in every scene. Yeah, I tried that. It didn't work. But, I don't know, actually. I didn't really think of it as, like, it was my role. I thought of it as writing for Sherry and how we were going to develop her character. I think, yeah, I mean...
You kind of have to separate yourself in different boxes
yeah,
when you
exactly,
do it.
exactly. Because, yeah, I mean, after all, it's Sherry's that's going to be on... I mean, we're writing about Sherry, not...
You don't want people to hate you too much either.
No, we don't. So actually, we tried to soften her up in season 2.
Okay. All right.
Cool, so that Fighting Spiders is
Yes.
on MTV7 every Monday at 8:30 p.m. It premiered on the 5th of July.
On the 5th of July, there you go. The cast, apart from Sue, of course, is Edwin Goh, Frederick Fielding, Jason Liang, Andy Chen, Izan Lee, Rebecca Lim, and Bobby Tonelli. There you go. It'll be really interesting to watch what's been happening. Of course, back then, it was still, you know, Singapore was still part of Malaya.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, in the 60s. Sorry, it just...
No, actually, we just separated.
Just
I
separated.
think it's set in like
Just
68
separated.
or something, yeah.
There you go. So post-colonial era. It'll be really interesting to watch. So thank you so much, Sue, for being on the show and sharing us
Thank you.
a little bit about what to expect for the show. Really looking forward to it.
Thank you for having me.
all
I
the
hope
best
people
with
like it.
season 2.
Thank you.
Right, thanks, Sue. Anyway, we need to take another quick break, but coming up,